Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Make Your Mark Monday. My name is John Broadbent. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of netmark.com. Today I'd like to talk about why every marketer should be a strategist. We've seen an interesting movement in internet marketing toward the technical marketer. And while the technical marketer is extremely important, it's kind of a too safe of a game to play. We're kind of lazy, or we're pushing off some of the responsibility, and I'll show you what I mean here. One of the things that in my early years in internet marketing, I was also coaching college club hockey, and we had a system like this in place when we were coaching the college club team. Hockey, in my opinion, is one of the most strategic sports. It's very, very fluid. It calls for a lot of improvisation, specifically while the players are on the ice. But there's plenty of room for planning as well, and for very strategic leadership, I guess, at the coaching level. And one of the things that we would do is we would follow a process like this for our entire season. We would have a period of observation where we were reviewing game film from previous years. We were looking at up-and-coming players on our team, on our competitors' teams. We would also dive into the preparation stage, of course, where we would lay out, okay, who would be on what line, and how would they play? Would we stack a line so that we had all of our best players on a line, or would we kind of spread out all of our good players across all four of our lines, or what would we do there? And then, of course, the action phase, where we would go into the season and we would implement it. And we also noticed that we had this same cycle going on throughout the season as well. So, during the observation stage, maybe we would have little periods of observation, preparation, and action. Same thing in the preparation stage, and definitely in the action stage. During the season, when we were in our practices, we would observe from practice, and we'd come in, we'd prepare for the next practice, and then we would of course, have that next practice. And that would be the action phase, or the same thing with the games. We would go through this same process with all of our games in terms of observing them and preparing and then acting. This same process can be applied to marketing, specifically internet marketing, as we're looking at our campaigns, where we observe what's going on in the industry, search engine algorithm updates, as well as other game-changing type things and up-and-coming things that we need to be aware of within the industry. And then, of course, preparation and laying out a good game plan or a strategy, and then the action. And I'll show you how great strategists put this to work. Great strategists are both analytical and they're creative. Okay? They can really tap into both sides of their nature there, because they're able to, throughout each of these steps, really combine the best of both worlds. Okay? And so that's what we saw, is the very best strategists were able to do both of these things. In the observation phase, of course, the analytic type personality would analyze. It would be very data-driven. They'd break up the pieces into smaller parts and see exactly what was going on. The creative side would empathize with the target customer. They'd understand. They'd really identify with that person, understand what makes that person tick. What is this person going to click on when they come to the website? Okay, these are the types of things here that the creative type person does in the observation phase. Okay, they really empathize. In the preparation phase, the analytic personality synthesizes. It puts the parts back together from our analysis. It builds up a process. It creates some coherent whole out of all of it. Okay? And the creative side visualizes. They imagine what the end result will do with clarity. In terms of visualizing, it's really to be able to see things clearly as they are, or as they could be, through a synthesis type of a process. Okay? And in the action stage here, they systematize. They put things into a process. Okay? And it's all about efficiency. It's all about getting the biggest bang for their buck. All right? The improvisation side, or I guess the creative side, improvises. Okay? They're very flexible. They're fluid. They use the resources that are available to them right now at this given moment. Okay? And that's what we've seen with the best strategists. Doesn't matter if it's hockey or internet marketing. Okay? They can tap into the analytic side and the creative side. And one of the problems that we see with going with just the technical route is that it's extremely safe. There's no game changers in terms of changing the way that things have been done. Okay, it's really, really safe, and that's probably one of the things that's the most attractive about it, is that people, they come and they say, you know what, I am just going to look at the data, do what the data tells me, and if the data is wrong, then I fail, but that's okay, I can blame it on the data. And maybe this is a Generation Y thing that we tend to get into, where we tend to say, you know what, I want to do whatever's safe so that I can keep myself in the best possible light. Okay? But that is one of the things that we've noticed as we've been throwing off creativity. Internet marketers are notorious for doing this, for just focusing on the technical aspect and leaving the creative portion alone. So again, this is why I believe that every marketer should be strategic, is because this is what really creates fantastic marketing campaigns, be it internet marketing or traditional marketing. These campaigns, they actually change the way that people do business, and these are the campaigns that, of course, are remembered and that that live long after the just the conceptualization phase. On Wednesday, we'll dive in a little bit deeper into these 6 steps, or these 6 pieces, and we'll walk through a couple of things that make these pieces really go to work for internet marketing campaigns. Thanks again for tuning in.